Hey there, I'm guessing you've already watched the very short film Seeing Double, and if you haven't, then you might want to watch that before you watch this making of video. So since Seeing Double is only about 2.5 minutes long, I'm going to do my very best to make sure that this making of video is just as short or close to it. Originally, I made this film with the intent of entering it into the Roger Corman Quarantine Film Festival, but I missed the deadline and I didn't follow any of the rules. The rules were simple enough. You had to make your film on your phone and it had to be 2 minutes or shorter. I actually wanted to make this film on my phone, but I needed a wider angle lens for what I was trying to do. I actually do have a wide angle lens for an iPhone, but it's for an old iPhone, and I didn't want to buy another lens just to have it be obsolete when new iPhones kept coming out. So I decided to use my GoPro 8. I needed to use the super wide angle lens, shoot it in 4K, and be rugged enough to take a fall down the stairs. Here we go. GoPro rugged. Yeah, doing it on purpose. Even though I shot it in 4K, I knew I would be editing it in 1080p. So with the larger frame, I could move it around the smaller frame, which in this case was the 1080p sequence in Adobe Premiere. That's how I did all the slow zoom-ins and pans across the room. It's just a big still frame that you just move in and out or pan left or right. Then when I needed to layer in different versions of myself, I simply masked out sections where I was standing. Again, since it was a locked off shot, I just paired the layered clips together, moved them across the screen together. This film was pretty much just me filming myself with a locked off camera. There are a few shots that I needed my daughter's help to follow me, and another shot where I needed her boyfriend to push me. But I did have a shot or two where I had a selfie stick, but the GoPros have a built-in stabilizer system, so you don't need a gimbal, which is great. You know, this film is a knockoff of The Twilight Zone, it's obvious. Who doesn't love The Twilight Zone? In fact, it's actually a takeoff of an episode called Mirror Image from season 1. God, they're so good, even after all these years. Anyway, knowing that it was going to be in black and white, it made it easier in the compositing of the effect shots, and I didn't have to deal with all the color correcting. And the whole demon face paint at the end is actually stolen from The Exorcist and a lot of the James Wan films. The only real problem I had trying to film at home during the quarantine was that my cat kept running into all the shots. Anyway, now that the principal photography was finished, I had to edit everything, add the effects, and make the sound and music. The music was just me using my MIDI keyboard and recording in GarageBand since I'm on a Mac. I actually don't know how to play the piano, but I do play guitar, and so I have some understanding of some music. I simply looked up how to play a D minor chord on the piano. I saw where the 3 keys are on the keyboard and start playing each note very slowly in a heavy sustained synthesizer. I chose D minor because minor chords have an emotional descent to them. Then on top of the sustained synthesizer sound, I added single notes of a regular piano sound to add that John Carpenter Halloween style music, you know. With the sound effects, I just grabbed my shotgun mic and digital recorder and started to recreate the sounds one by one. I kind of wish I did a better job in the audio mix, but whatever, it's good enough. So that's how I made Seeing Double pretty much by myself. It was super fun, it didn't take a long time, but it just felt good to make a film, even while we are in quarantine lockdown. You know, a few years ago I actually made a feature film with no crew called The Cube, and to be honest, it's not great cinema, as the internet will tell you. My acting is a little rough. And it's weird, even though you might get a handful of nice things said about your film, and they actually outweigh the bad comments, we seem to hang on to those bad comments a little longer. Anyway, if you're interested to see what can be done without a crew, and at the time it was only made for $500, it is a feature film. It's almost 90 minutes long, but if you're interested, you can check out all the links below. Well, thanks for watching. I hope this inspires some of you to make something. You know, after I finished this little film, I got so pumped to make another one. So when I make that one, I will be sure to share it with you too. But until then, be careful that you're truly alone when you look into the mirror.